Hey gamers, it is your boy MtG here, back with another Magic video, and today we're going to be playing something that's actually somewhat competitive, and that is Rakdos Knights. Now, you've probably seen some of these decks running around. This isn't really any different, actually, from around the time of Throne of Eldraine, but I wanted to revisit it and see if it's kind of still viable in the meta, because the meta has changed fairly drastically since this was actually played competitively, and I want to know if it's still okay. So essentially, if you're not familiar with this deck, we're running just black and red knights and in a very aggressive build. So Stormfist Crusader draws us some extra cards and deals a little bit of damage, but also deals damage to us. So we have to be careful about that, and we have to win the game fast, right, before we kill ourselves, essentially, because a lot of our stuff deals damage to us while giving us extra value. Like, this deals damage to us, this deals damage to us, so destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. Midnight Reaper, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Midnight Reaper deals 1 damage to you and you draw a card. So we do have to be careful about how much damage we're dealing to ourselves and how much damage we're letting through from our opponent. But most of the time, we're going to be the more aggressive deck in the matchup, so that kind of works in our favor. So what we really want to do is sort of flood the board with these smaller knights here. Black Knight's Paragon is something that we can flash in at the end of our opponent's turn, or use essentially as removal on a stick. Also, Rimrock Knight is a decent option for a combat trick and a creature after that. And then, yeah, we got the small creatures down here that really give us some good pressure early on in the game. And then we fill the board up with 2 mana creatures. We clear the way with Lava Coil and Murderous Rider, and then we kind of close the deal with Embercleave. Generally, we're going to be using Embercleave on Knight of the Ebon Legion or something like that. So Knight of the Ebon Legion is especially good because it can make itself stronger throughout the game. So not only does it have a pump ability of its own, where you spend 3 mana and it gets +3/+3, but also at the beginning of your end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Knight of the Ebon Legion. So this is very solid and a good way to have a big creature we can give double strike and trample with Embercleave later on in the game. Because a lot of decks you'll see running Rotting Regisaur with this, but I actually ended up cutting Rotting Regisaur out of this list to run Order of Midnight, 2 of Order of Midnight and 2 of Lava Coil, because I felt like there were a lot of scenarios where we really wanted to play a Lava Coil on turn 3 or 4 to get a big blocker out of the way, and then Order of Midnight is important because it can get back some of our smaller creatures from the graveyard that gives us a lot of value. Like, if we played Knight of the Ebon Legion early and it gets killed, we can bring it back and then play it again. But we definitely don't want to be running 4 of Order of Midnight because it's a little bit of a slower card. Because of the, it's a little bit expensive to bring your stuff back from the graveyard when you can just draw more stuff with Stormfist Crusader and Midnight Reaper. So, there's the deck. We're going to go ahead and jump into some games. I should note that I'm only playing 22 lands in this deck, and everything is 3 mana or less, excluding Embercleave, of course. And yeah, we're playing 4 Tournament Grounds, 4 Fabled Passage, 4 Blood Crypt, and then 5 of each basic, because we have a pretty balanced mana cost throughout here. So yeah, let's get into some play. And we're currently in I think Silver. I haven't played much ranked since the season reset, so we're playing in Silver. So it's not the most competitive. Tier, of course. Once you get up to gold, generally you're seeing top tier decks anyway. But honestly, I've found that most people are playing meta decks in any level of the ranked queue. So I don't think it's that much of a discrepancy. Obviously, we're not playing mythic ranked players, and we're not playing best of 3. So the level of play is a little bit lower, of course. But oh, it looks like he's actually playing. Okay, cool. Edgewall Innkeeper. Interesting. Yeah, we want to get that black mana source down for Murderous Rider. See if they block this. I doubt they will, but that's actually a good trade if they do. And opponent, why are you slow playing me like this? What are you doing? Are they cooking dinner or something over there? Gee whiz. Very annoying. Okay, good. Thank you. I was expecting Golgari, but I suppose not. So I'm actually going to go Midnight Reaper right here. And then I'm not going to attack because I don't really want to trade this right here. I'd rather keep Foulmire Knight as a blocker for Lovestruck Beast. Okay, so we'll go Fabled Passage here. So I can actually, I need to use this to get a swamp so I can cast Murderous Rider. So if I, let's see, let's think about this. Well, if I play Fervent Champion, I can't cast Embercleave, but I can still cast Murderous Rider. So I think we're going to do this. We're going to go attack. And then before blockers, I'm going to go ahead and kill the Lovestruck Beast. See, I'm assuming they're going to take the 5 damage here in order to keep their 1/1s on the field. But I guess they might not. But we're in a very solid position here because we can play Embercleave next turn fairly easily. Probably on Midnight Reaper to swing in for 10. So if they let this damage through, that's really good. I guess they could double block Midnight Reaper or double block Fervent Champion, and they don't. Okay, so they take the 5 and pass. My opponent is playing very slow. Maybe their connection is just bad. Ooh, okay, so they're playing Gruul. And they go Edgewall Innkeeper. They are they gonna stomp my Fervent Champion? Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant on Foulmire Knight. That is interesting. Ooh, that's good. Another Fervent Champion is really good. Okay, so let's go Fervent Champion. We will attack. I'm actually going to double buff Midnight Reaper. See how they block here? If they don't block, I win. I'm guessing they chump the human token to the Midnight Reaper. If they do that, I think I still win. Right? Because that would be... Okay, yeah. That's game. GG, boys. Double strike coming in clutch. And there it is. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Alright, we're going up to silver tier 2. Ooh. Keep on rolling. I'll put that down there. Haggis McGee versus Put McGee. Uh-oh. The duel of the McGees. What can I say? I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Okay, looks like Azorius control, possibly whatchamacallit. Why can I not think of whatchamacallit? Esper, gosh. Possibly Esper looks like Azorius though. So we'll just go to combat, deal our 1 damage, and go Stormfist Crusader. Teferi bounces Stormfist Crusader. I can still kill Teferi easily next turn, so that's not a big deal. But they do get to draw a card out of it, and they set me back a little bit. Yeah, I'll just kill Teferi. So they stall me out. That's why Teferi is really freaking broken. I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabled Passage now in order to get a swamp. And it clears swipes a land out of my deck, so I'm less likely to draw lands. Which is fine. The problem is I still can't cast Murderous Rider. Shatter the Sky. Okay, so they board wipe on turn 4. I'm going to wait a second. Why would you do that? We want to tap you, and then that's fine. Yeah, because we can just do this, and then I'll cast Foulmire Knight. I wanted to get that draw in. Okay, so we are definitely way behind where we want to be in this matchup. But also, it feels like they're low on resources. Like, they felt like they needed a board wipe. either they are low on resources or they have plenty of board wipe, and so they just decided to go ahead and use it. Hard to say. I'm gonna go Midnight Reaper here. They might counter this. It feels like they're gonna absorb it. Mystical Dispute. Interesting. I can't pay 3 mana. Also, why did you do that? Game, stop auto tapping incorrectly. So annoying, man. I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I could have double Rimrock Knighted. I guess that's a term you can use. But we'll get our extra damage in here. A little bit of extra damage. I could have done more if I had kept up the other mountain, but I wasn't paying attention to how it was tapping my lands. Omen of the Sea. Okay, what I will say is good is that we currently have them lower health than us, and they have we have comparable hand states because we each have 4 cards to play after they draw this. Well, once their turn comes up, they'll have 5, so I guess they'll have a slight card advantage on me, but I do have a health and board advantage. So we're definitely, as I said, we're definitely behind where we want to be in this matchup. Just because they have so many ways to win later, like if they get a Dream Trawler out quickly, like it's over. And we just don't have a way to deal with Dream Trawler. I want to make sure I can do everything I want to do here. Yep, we'll do that. We'll go to damage. I'm going to shock in Blood Crypt and play a single Rimrock Knight. I'm going to hold up Murderous Rider for their turn instead of playing Rimrock Knight, because I feel like if I play Rimrock Knight here, I'm just playing it into a board wipe anyway, so I think it's better to hold up a Murderous Rider to see what they do on their turn. Of course, if they play a Teferi, I can't even respond with Murderous Rider because of Teferi's stupid passive, where each opponent can cast spells only anytime they can cast a sorcery, which is lovely. Dream Trawler here. Okay, Narset. That's not Dream Trawler, but that means they can probably go digging for a counterspell.
Meditate and prepare.
Yep, absorb. So we got to be careful. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna play Murderous Rider because I'd rather them absorb this counterspell or use the counterspell on this. Okay, so they didn't because I think they're holding absorb for my Embercleave, which is unfortunate, but that's a thing. So let's go to attack. I can go. I don't want them to count. I don't want to get Embercleave countered though. That's, gosh, it's such a problem because I feel like if I play Embercleave though, or if I don't play Embercleave and then I just jam creatures, I get board wiped and then I don't have anything left. And even if I do jam Embercleave here and they counter it and then I play out a Stormfist Crusader, still feel like I get board wiped. And then I'm really in trouble. Yeah, I'm just going to pass to damage for now, and then I'm going to go... We want Stormfist Crusader. Let's go Murderous Rider, see if they counter this. They don't counter it. I really don't want to get wiped here. I think I'm going to hold back because they have to. They have to do something, right? Yeah. They have to play either a board wipe here or single target removal, at least just slow me down. Okay, so Shadow the Sky. Makes sense. I'm glad I didn't play Stormfist Crusader there. They still have mana for a counterspell, which is very annoying. but at least I have a way to... Okay, I think what we want to do here is go... I want to play Stormfist Crusader first. I'm guessing they counter this. No, no counterspell. Okay. Interesting. No counterspell there. So then I think I go Rimrock Knight. They must have another Shatter the Sky. That's the thing. They've got to, right? And if I play Order of Midnight right now, they counter it. And that is not good. I think I may have just screwed the pooch. I was hoping they would counter one of these, but they definitely have a board wipe then if they're not. Dang. But I also need to go ahead and get this out so I can spin the mana. So I'm going to go for Midnight Reaper here. I'm guessing they counter this because then I get kind of double whammied if they counter this. Yeah. Dang, they outplayed me right here. Ugh, not great. They just have too many... Oh, Elspeth Sun's Nemesis. Okay. I was thinking they had...
Heroes, rally to me.
Shatter the Sky. But I guess not. Ah, come on, man. Okay, so I'll go to combat. I'm just going to attack straight up. See how they block. One on Rimrock Knight. This may get countered here. Yep, absorbed. Okay. Not in a good position. But at least we're drawing extra cards with Stormfist Crusader. They've had an answer to me every turn. Okay, there's an R-set, so they can dig for a counterspell, probably. Because we don't have anything uncounterable in our main board, which is not great. Ooh, Shatter the Sky, okay. Dang.
I will not. If you are going to fight, fight beside me.
So they have enough mana to make tokens pretty much every turn. Seriously? Oh my god. Yeah, I lose. That's a good game. Alright. Narset, I forget the Narset counter Stormfist Crusader. It's really rough. Man, oh, that felt bad. Azorius Control. What are you gonna do about that? Okay, I mean that's a fair, like... I felt like we did... okay. We had a bit of a slow start. And we could have won that game, but I think we probably lose that matchup like 75% of the time. So that's not good. But that's good to know. It's good to know how we play against them, or against Azorius. Okay, this is a keepable hand. I think I go Knight of the Ebon Legion turn 1, and then I can figure it out from there. I'll probably just Fabled Passage on turn 2 and go for a Mountain. Even though I can't play Stormfist Crusader immediately. And that is not good. But maybe I'll draw into a Mountain by turn 2 anyway, so... we are on the draw. Okay, so they mulligan. They go Mountain. Okay, it's mono red, so Knight of the Ebon Legion is a good turn 1 because it is a solid blocker for Scorch Spitter. Just a better card. They may have a shock or something like that. Fervent Champion, okay. Do they have double Fervent Champion? I am actually going to block this. I know that they might have Infuriate or something. Okay, Rimrock Knight. That's kind of a fair trade, honestly. It's not that bad. So we can go Stormfist Crusader here. And I've got Lava Coil for Torbran or Anax. Fervent Champion, huh? So this is not good. Double Fervent Champion gets around my Stormfist Crusader. Can't really do anything about that. So no blocks. No blocks at all. That's very interesting. We attack here. I'm actually going to play Murderous Rider because a 2-3 lifelinker against 2 Fervent Champions is actually pretty solid. The only issue we're going to have is if they have more Rimrock Knights, and then they can screw over my Murderous Rider. Yeah. So... They do that. I don't know if I want to block their first strikers, even though I'd rather get rid of them. I think I may block the Rimrock Knight, because if they have another Rimrock Knight in their hand, they just played on the Fervent Champion, and I don't even get the lifelink damage. So I think I block the Rimrock Knight here. Oh, well, okay, Embercleave. I think I lose. Yeah. Because what are we going to do about that? We take another 4 damage here. That's a good game. And then we lose a life to our own ability, and we're dead. Okay. Well, there you go. We lose to a almost perfect Embercleave deck. That was really, really fast. Didn't help that we were on the draw. Was ungreat. But let's go again. Akfu. Akfu. Okay. Okay, decent hand. I don't like being on the draw, obviously. I feel like we've been behind in every game. We got one of them. Okay. So this is a sacrifice deck. Really lame. But good thing we're playing Lava Coil, I guess. I mean, that's the only consolation I have. I'm hoping it's just Rakdos and not Jund. Well, honestly, maybe we do better against Jund. Okay, so they don't attack. And I don't attack because they can double block and kill Knight of the Emblem Legion, so I will hold back. And they probably get, whatchamacallit. I really need a third land here. Preferably a swamp. A swamp would be ideal. Yeah, Mayhem Devil. That's what I was talking about. Mayhem Devil. Ooh, Lava Coil is perfect for this scenario. Yep. Lava Coil it is. Bye-bye. I'm going to attack with my Stormfist Crusader, because if they want to block, they got to double block. Otherwise, they just take the 2 damage, which I'm guessing they just take the 2. I don't see them double blocking here. Seems like a big mistake to double block this. Because they're losing both of their Cauldron Familiars with no Witch's Oven on the board, no food on the board to get it back with. So, okay. We'll play that, and then end our turn. There's their Witch's Oven, okay. So maybe they have a way to sacrifice something else. And, okay, claim, oof, that hurts. So they claim the Firstborn, they sacrifice my Knight of the Ebon Legion. It doesn't, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. They can bring back one of their cats. We gotta watch out for claim the Firstborn, I guess. I mean, do we really take that into consideration? Or do we just kind of play through it? I think I go Midnight Reaper here. It can still get hit with Claim the Firstborn. But it's at least a bigger threat than any of my other creatures that I have right now. And I want to hold up my Murderous Rider. I guess I could have gone Foulmire Knight and Stormfist Crusader. But we're way behind in terms of life total, but way ahead in terms of life, or cards, I mean. Erebos, Bleak Hearted. Interesting. I don't attack here, but I do this. I set up my board for a big next turn. I really wish I had a 4th land right now. Okay, so they paid the 2 life to draw a card. And I'm getting slowly poked down. Temple of Malice. Legion Warboss. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll kill their goblin to not take that damage, but they're going to pay 2 life to draw a card. That's fine. Or they may pay the 2 mana to sack the creature. Give this -2/-1. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, because this has 2 health body. 2 toughness, I mean. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm gonna attack all right here. Okay, they block, which is an interesting move. I think I'm gonna Rimrock Knight. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna let this damage go through. I'm gonna play out. Yeah, resolve all that. See what I draw here, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna play out a Foulmire Knight. And I play out another Foulmire Knight, and then still hold up mana for Black Lance Paragon next turn. So that's pretty decent, I guess. I mean, doesn't really feel like I want to use Black Lance Paragon here. I maybe should have used it last turn to go Rimrock Knight on Stormfist Crusader, and then I could have Black Lance Paragon to give it lifelink, so I would have gained 4 life, but it's a little bit of a weak play. But I am running low on life. Not great. I feel like, so Rakdos Sacrifice is pretty good, but I do feel like Erebos Bleakhearted is a slow way to play it. Like, I'm sure they have Mayhem Devil and stuff in here, but I feel like Legion Warboss and Erebos is not great. Ooh, interesting. That is not what I expected. Okay, well now I'm wishing I had a Murderous Rider up. I did not expect this deck to be playing Rankle. And then they go Chandra. Okay, this is pretty bad.
Hey, don't start any fires without me.
Pretty bad. Okay, so they can deal 5 damage unless I block any of this. And then they force me to sack stuff. I go no blocks. Because they're going to force me to sacrifice Foulmire Knight anyway. I just want to make sure I don't die here. Because I'll lose a life to Stormfist Crusader. They may force me to lose another life and draw a card. Yep, so I gotta discard a card. I'll discard Blood Crypt, actually, because it deals damage to me if I shock it in, and then I'll die. So, okay, we sack Foulmire Knight. Are they going to pay the 2? Do they pay the life? If they do, okay, they don't. Which makes sense. Oh, but then they Witch's Oven. Oh, crap. They bring back Cauldron Familiar. So I take a damage. I'm gonna shock in Black Lance, or flash in Black Lance Paragon because I need to have another attacker. And I think we lose, but the only way we can win here is to draw Embercleave, and I think even then we can't win. Yeah, well, we didn't draw Embercleave, so what we can do though is this. So we'll do this. We can flash in Black Lance Paragon. Let's go. We need a swamp, I think. I want to make sure I have the mana to do this. I need to do you. No, you. Frick. This is not good. Oh yeah, we're dead. We're dead because they have Chandra on the field. We can't win this. So we just all attack. They bring back their Cauldron Familiar. I guess they block with it and then probably sacrifice it. And then, so we gain 3 life. That happens. If I do this, how can I not lose? I've got to do that. I wanted to do that before their turn, only because I don't want them to have mana up to be able to sacrifice it. Because if they sacrifice that, well, actually, it wouldn't be that bad if they sacrificed it. Oh, maybe I should have waited. Shoot. Because now if they have another Rankle in their hand, they just cast it and attack me and win. Maybe I should have waited. Okay, Mayhem. Okay, so we're dead. Good game. Good game. Well, this didn't go as well as I hoped. I would say this deck, at least the way I've built the deck, is pretty weak in the meta right now. It's hard to get around pretty much any deck you're playing with is hard to get around Rakdos Sacrifice. Oh, hello. And then Azorius Control pretty much destroyed us. But I feel like it's decent like against other against mid-rangey decks because of Embercleave. Maybe you need to run 4 Embercleave, and then probably no Order of Midnight, because I felt like Order of Midnight, the few times I drew it, it really was not needed, and so probably we want to run another Embercleave, and then maybe another Lava Coil, so more removal. Anyway, why did I do that? Let me know what you guys thought of this deck in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.